Someone on our last live stream asked me what was my favorite deck, and I said if you put a gun to my head, if you forced me to pick a deck and say a name, I would say Galaxy Eyes. So I figured it's only right for us to show off a little bit of Galaxy Eyes on the channel, right? It is a deck that I actually really think is super great right now. At least relative to what it was in the past. I think the deck is decently strong, and a lot of people don't really give it the credit it deserves. It's not like top tier, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely sort of mid-rogue level, which I think is a shitload better than where it was. And I've liked Galaxy Eyes for years and years and years. I've seen it when it was at its worst. So even looking at it where it currently kind of is and some of the shenanigans it can get up to, I'm all for it. Now, the list you're seeing in front of you now is not the list I use in this video. This is something that I'm going to be testing over the next number of days, just to sort of see if Utopia has a place, if Duality has a place. I was really I had a really funny idea where we were going to do DPE as well, which is technically a Duality target that you can summon off of the likes of the Photon Emperor or the Galaxy Brave, stuff like that. So I do believe there's a ton of room for a lot of fun that we had with this deck, and I'm definitely going to be testing out more things as we go along. But this video is exclusively a match duel that we had against a member in our Discord. We went Dark Magician versus Galaxy Eyes in a best of 3 matchup, and it was an absolute blast. And this is something that I do want to do a little bit more on the channel, where I want to involve some of the viewers and things. Sometimes I'll of course be doing our draws for our member duels. I want to get our members on the channel as much as I can, but I do on occasion, if I'm playing in the Discord and we have really good matches against someone and I feel like they can be featured in a video, I will absolutely feature them. So that's the one. My opponent is a YouTuber as well. His channel will be linked in the description if you want to go ahead and have a look at his content as well. Really cool guy, love the games, a lot of fun. Let's get into them. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It is free and the single best way to support the channel. Every single person who does it is very highly appreciated. It means a lot to me as well. It's completely free. There's no point not doing it, right? Like the video if you enjoy watching, and let me know below if you do actually enjoy or want to see things like this, or if you want to stick to deck profiles, or sort of what do you guys want to see as well. I want to get some user input here. Let me know what's going on, but I'm not going to take up too much of your time here. Let's get into game number 1. Alright, getting into game number 1 here. Unfortunately, we don't have live commentary, and as you can see from my opponent's hand, this was a duel room, so we were going head to hand, best of 3. This was game number 1. We're going to show them in order sequentially. They're going to send a Dark Magician here using Magician Souls. They're going to bring back that Dark Magician, not going in to the Magician Souls itself, which makes total sense considering they don't have any spell cards in their hand. They were trying to beat out an Ash Blossom here. Again, I've been around the block when it comes to Dark Magician. I know what to wait on when it comes to negates. So we hit him with the Ash Blossom, and just like that, he doesn't have very much left to do, and he sets up. So I'm looking at my hand, I'm thinking this is a pretty decent opportunity to get some stuff, but depending on what he has, this can also go south pretty fast. We're going to go for Photon Orbital here, reducing our level down to 4, equipping on for our Orbital, getting to search our deck, but unfortunately that Ash Blossom really does hurt. Ash Blossom is the single most anti-rogue card out there. If you have a rogue deck, Ash Blossom will shut your damn ass down. We did have a couple of copies of Imperm as well, and remember, this is not the deck that I was showing you at the beginning of the video. There's definitely some changes and optimizations to be made. I don't think Duality is optimal, don't get me wrong, but there are definitely a lot of things that could be changed about the deck from when I was playing it here to make it better. We're going to go for the Magician's Rod. We're going to imperm that rod. Put that rod away, sir. This is a Wendy's. You can't whip that out here. So that's going to be negated. Not going to get to search his deck. He does have that Magician's Navigation face down, though, sending it to the graveyard to try and draw an additional card. I figure you've got 2 effect monsters in your entire deck. I'm going to negate this one as well. I don't need you drawing any additional cards. They're going to go Battle Phase, taking out the Galaxy Brave, swinging directly with the Dark Magician, and 0 attack points to the face as well, just to be rude, before a Link summoning up into the Black Luster Soldier of Chaos. So what we need to do is we need to draw the out. What do we draw? Galaxy Trance, which is unironically the best card I could possibly have drawn. We're going to bring out a level 4 from each our deck and graveyard, going into the Galaxy Photon Dragon. Galaxy Photon Dragon searching our deck, detaching material, going to grab Galaxy 100. Galaxy 100 then going to send another Photon card to the graveyard, sending Jumper. Jumper gets searching, and this is the combo that the new support has enabled. We didn't, unfortunately, have anything worth grabbing because we already had used our Trance. Normally you use that combo to get access to Trance, or use Jumper to get access to Trance. So the fact that we didn't have anything left to grab, we didn't have the ability to put a high level monster onto the board, was definitely an issue. Normally the Photon Blast Dragon does help with that, but unfortunately, we just weren't in that position. He's going to banish our Galaxy 100, swinging directly with the rod, 16 to the face before going into Artemis. Again, we once again find ourselves asking, we are in need of an out, and what do we draw? We draw Maxi. So yeah, normal to Maxi, swing into BLS, and we give Nas the first round. Very well done. Bit of an awkward play there. I sort of felt like we had the sauce when we went into the Galaxy Photon Dragon. Either I misplayed or I just didn't have the resources necessary to use it. The only two search targets left in my deck were Expedition and Galaxy 100. I had already used Galaxy 100, so yeah, not great, but sometimes it just do be like that, right? Let's get into game number 2. Alright, we lost the first round, but we're going to come out swinging here. We're going to go Galaxy Soldier right off the bat, dropping the jumper, going into Soldier, going to activate both its effect and the jumper's effect to get searching. Looking at the opponent's hand, that is a Yugi-ass hand, as we in the business would say. That shit is garbage. It's really good going first, but going second, not so hot, Chief. We're going to go Trance, bringing out the Summoner and the Jumper. We're going to Exceed Summon into the Galaxy Photon Dragon. We need to equalize this game, otherwise we are in trouble. Going to drop the Summoner to grab ourselves a Galaxy 100. Galaxy 100 then going to send the Emperor from the deck to the graveyard, which will immediately summon itself, granting us an additional normal summon this turn. We're going to use that on Summoner. Summoner going to target the Galaxy Soldier to make it a level 4. We're now going to boost our level up to 8 so we can go into the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, using these two to go into the Photon Blast Dragon, keeping that Soul Third Dragon in hand should we need it next turn. What this basically does is that our whole field is currently untargetable and indestructible, plus we have a Monster Negate as well as an Ash Blossom. So we're indestructible, untargetable, and we're just an absolute menace when it comes to our ability to interrupt our opponent here. They're going to go for the Illusion of Chaos. We're going to Ash that shit. Again, you play a grand total of 1.5 effect monsters in your entire deck. I'm not too worried about using up your effects. They are going to go for Soul Servant, stacking the Fusion spell on top of the deck. They're going to go for now their Circle, grabbing the Fusion spell. They seem like they've got a play lined up. They're now going to Fusion Summon into the Dark Magicians. Setting Eternal Soul, they're going to activate Soul Servant, Pot of Greed, draw 2. Now going to use the Dark Magicians to draw 1, draw 3 cards. Raw now going to activate, going to be met with the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Now you can see it's a hand at the time, of course, that I couldn't. That, sir, is a Fusion Destiny. That's a goddamn problem. That's what we call that. So we're going to negate and destroy, I believe, the Magician's Rod. That's a-okay. Now they're going to go Fusion Destiny. Fusion summoning out into the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. That is a huge problem. Going to go for Denier, summoning it out to the field as well. Battle Phase, swinging in, taking out the Star Legion Flash Dragon, taking out the Photon Dragon as well. Going to go for our Jumper's effect, luckily grabbing us a Galaxy 100. We might need that next turn. They're going to pop our back row as well. They knew that they couldn't pop our Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord because it itself is also protected. Now we're in an interesting position. We really need to bring this out. Dark Magician is throwing hands, and we're going to need to throw some hands back. We're going to go into the face of Maxi. You know what? We're going to negate that. We have to eat that negate. We absolutely have to get rid of Maxi there. We cannot allow that to resolve. Otherwise, we're going to be in some major trouble. Afterglow Dragon coming out to the field. We're going to use Emperor in the grave. Emperor then going to summon itself back, getting us another normal summon. Now they're going to go DP to pop our Lord. Lord no longer protected because it no longer has a Photon material. Unfortunate, resulting in the summoning of a Dark Magician to banish our Emperor as well. Magician's Rod going to come back and attribute off the Dark Magician to put his rod back in his hand. Loves having that rod in hand. Going to go for the Expedition, summoning out Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier gets searching for Galaxy Summoner. We're going to use the Galaxy 100 as well to send the Photon Dragon for deck to grave, so Summoner can come out and bring back that same Photon Dragon from the graveyard. Getting a little peek at that extra deck, we're going to banish the Dark Magicians. Now we're going to Exceed Summon into number 62. Number 62 ranking up into number C62, boosting itself up to 6400. We're going to Tribute Summon into the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as well, using number C62's effect at the beginning of battle phase, detaching Afterglow, summoning out another Galaxy Eyes, boosting our attack up to 11,200, and taking game over the DPE. 11,200 attack with 3 attacks. That's what I call a good card. Let's get into game 3. Getting into the penultimate game, number 3, and we managed to go first, but unfortunately we draw a jack total of, Wait, that's not how that saying goes. Going into our opponent's turn, going to go for Dark Magical Circle, hitting that with a Maxi before he draws himself into anything problematic, but he does have the Ash Blossom. Unfortunately for us, that sounds like a skill issue, good sir. Going to go for Soul Servant, stacking the top card of their deck as well. Suddenly, they don't believe in the heart of the cards. That just shows weakness. They're going to put a Dark Magician on top of the deck. They're holding the Eye of Timaeus in their hand. What a damn card. Going to add the Dark Magician to hand, setting an impermanent, passing turn back to us. I guess they must have felt bad. The fact that we didn't have any plays. Unfortunately, drawing into the Photon Dragon, not a great look for us. Grabbing Timaeus from the deck. Timaeus dropping Dark Magic attack, summoning itself out to the field. Gonna fusion summon. We cannot allow that to happen. That shit would be a damn problem. So we're gonna negate that Timaeus. Hopefully, again, buying time, baiting time, hoping to draw into something. Luckily, we're playing against Dark Magician, so we have time. If we have nothing but time, so we're going to need to take advantage of that. Drawing into Photon Orbital. Again, we could have tried setting that up. We're going to set an Ash Blossom in defense here. We're just walling up as best we can. I know you're looking at this game and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell, this deck is pathetic. I have since made some adjustments to it to make it a little bit more amenable. They're going to go for the Dragon Knight Royal Rare, not using the circle, curiously. Now they're going to go for Magician's Soul. Going to meet that Soul Servant with an Ash Blossom. I don't need this man drawing 2 additional cards. That is no bueno, good sir. Going to use Magician's Soul, dropping the Eye of Timaeus to draw 1, grabbing another Circle. Circle then going to grab them a bond between teacher and student, just because they're that good at the video game, bringing out the Dark Magician, setting the Dark Burning Magic. Now, fun fact about Dark Burning Magic, he set that card expecting to be able to wipe out our whole board, but if you read the card, it says it must be the original names. Unfortunately, not able to go for lethal damage in this turn. We have one more chance to draw. What do we draw? We draw Galaxy 100. That is, in fact, a damn card. We're going to activate it, sending the Jumper. Jumper going to get searching for Trance, and this is where we start turning this one around, going down to 200 life points into our opponent's 7,000. Going to go for Orbital now. We're going to use Orbital, sending it to the graveyard to get searching, grabbing ourselves a Galaxy Soldier. Now we're going to Exceed Summon into the Galaxy Photon Dragon, detaching material to get searching for yet another card, being met with Infinite Impermanence. Unfortunately, that is a huge blow to this turn. That is really going to slow us down. Luckily, again, we know what the remaining face down card is, and we know that it can't be used. Going to go for the Galaxy Soldier here, dropping our Photon Dragon, summoning it out to the field. It is, of course, negated, so we can't actually even really use it. Galaxy Soldier going to get searching our deck for another card. Going to grab Galaxy Summoner. I believe we've already... No, we have not normal summon. So Galaxy Summoner brings back the Photon Dragon from the graveyard, but at this stage we sort of bottlenecked ourselves a little. We didn't have any fantastic plays to go into. We decided we're going to go for the Soul Flower Dragon, grabbing back the Photon Dragon from the graveyard. Now we're going to use our remaining level 4s to go into the Star Leech Photon Blast Dragon. Using its effect, we're going to summon out the Photon Dragon from the hand. Into the battle phase, taking out the Dark Magician Girl. Again, unfortunately not a ton we can do, taking out Artemis as well, just because we can, because fuck this guy. Passing turn. Unfortunately not able to get into another copy of a level 8. Switches the Dragon Knight to defense, taunting us in for an attack. Wanting to use that Eternal Soul to bring it back and start banishing. We're going to go for the Afterglow. Hopefully then we could secure a game here. We decided to go for 107, just because we sort of figured that that was Eternal Soul, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So our number 62 would have been in too much peril, right? So what we're going to do instead is number 107. We're going to detach a material using the Afterglow that we just detached. We're going to summon out a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from the deck, getting a little peek at the extra deck, banishing another card, taking out the Dark Magician and the Dragon Knight, swinging directly for 2,000 points of damage. Going for full armor. Now that his Dragon Knight is no longer in the field, we can pop that Eternal Soul, getting rid of it, making it no longer useful. Cypher Blade then, on the off chance he pulls off some sort of Yugi-ass play, taking out the Dark Burning Magic as well. There's no real point in taking out a Circle because he has another one. Hard drawing into Magician's Salvation, playing another Eternal Soul directly from the deck. That is a goddamn problem. That's a hell of a draw right there, because that's going to put him in a position where he could well have used the Dark Burning Magic. If we didn't use our Cypher Dragon to pop the Dark Burning Magic, what he could have done is he could have used the Magician's Salvation, the Eternal Soul, summon back Dark Magician, use Magician's Salvation, bring back Dark Magician Girl, and then wipe the whole board with Dark Burning Magic. So it was clutch that we got rid of that card when we did. Otherwise, we would have been in real trouble right about now, because man's drew the best possible card, right? We're going to go for Eternal Soul here. Eternal Soul bringing back the Dragon Knight from the graveyard, protecting, of course, the Eternal Soul from destruction. Circle banishing the Saver Dragon. Going to use the field spell as well to bring back another monster from the graveyard. There comes the Dark Magician Girl, getting rid of our Safer Blade Dragon. Rhoda going to grab ourselves a Vanisher from the deck. Not a ton of value on the Vanisher, but we might as well give it a go. Grabbing ourselves a Photon Dragon. Going to tribute 2 for the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. We have to do something. Galaxy 100 banishing a card. We're going to go into the Safer Dragon here. Safer Dragon swinging at the Dragon Knight. Now that's going to allow us in main phase 2 to rank our way up into Zeus. Zeus is big. We're going to sit on the Zeus for just a minute to see if he can make any sort of play here next turn, but we're in a really good position. Eternal Soul activating. We're going to chain to that Eternal Soul to wipe the board. That is exactly what we were waiting on. Everything goes to the grave, getting rid of all of those cards. Soul Servant then stacking the card on top of the deck, using its effect, just going to draw 2. Raw Pot of Greed. Man's drew like a damn god, grabbing Rod and Magician Souls from deck, getting another Soul Servant because he has nothing left worth really to grab. Gonna grab the Dragon Knight from the grave. There's no goddamn way that this card works like that. Gonna grab an Eternal Soul. Can't do anything about our Zeus. Don't know why he swings with Rod. That was dumb. I think Mans was just getting a little bit cocky here. Going to draw for turn, drawing in the Nobleman of Crossout. Unfortunately, again, not nearly a good enough card to get us out of this position, but we know Eternal Soul doesn't get him out of it either. Gonna go for the Soul Servant, yet another Pot of Greed. Mans has drew more cards than I can count. Returning Maxi back, normal summoning out the Magician's Rod, grabbing Secrets of Dark Magic, activating it now. Fusion summoning into the Master of Chaos. Master of Chaos, an amazing card here. Gonna grab back the Dark Magician from the graveyard. Now they're going to use all 3 monsters to go into Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. Selene bringing back another monster from the graveyard by detaching 3 spell counters, bringing back the Dark Magician. Now they're going to use their effective Master of Chaos, banishing both a light and a dark off their field to wipe my board, swinging directly for 3,000 damage. We're going to go Crossout Designator just to be rude, but that is game over. Super well played from our opponent there. We had a pretty bad couple of opening turns. Realistically, again, they probably should have finished us off quicker than that. But again, we pulled it back. We almost won the game. Hell of a back and forth there towards the end. It's hard to beat a game like that. That's one of those games that just makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Worth playing. But yeah, really good game. Big shout out to Naz the One, of course, link in the description to his channel as well. Do remember to check that out because, again, really nice guy, been doing YouTube for a long time, definitely deserves some support and recognition. So give it a look. But yes, that's pretty much us. Bit of a different style of content today, but you know what? The games are too good for me not to do it. So yeah, subscribe if you're new. Subscribe if you just haven't subscribed. Like the video if you enjoyed watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.